Who were the Catholic heroes of revolutionary France? Meet the rebels of the Vendée, a group who gave everything for God and country. I often fought. Sometimes I was beaten, but I have never been killed off. General François Athanase de Charette, leader of the Vendée Revolt. Amidst the bloody horror of the French Revolution, stories of heroism miraculously arose. One of the most famous is the tragic but glorious tale of the rebels of the Vendée, a region in western France that was devoutly Catholic and resisted the vicious attacks on the church enacted by the revolutionary government. The Vendéans weren't initially against all the revolution's aims, but things got ugly when the civil constitution of the clergy was passed in the summer of 1790. This decree abolished over a third of dioceses and a quarter of the parishes in France. Clergy were exiled, interned, and killed for refusing to swear a required oath of loyalty to the state. The decimation of the Catholic religion was clearly underway, and the Vendéans would not stand for it. The tipping point came when the government introduced conscription. The Vendéans had no interest in fighting for the Republic, and they instead organized themselves into the Catholic and Royal Army. It was composed mostly of peasants, in the name of whom the revolution ironically claimed to act. The sacred heart patch worn by the Vendéan rebels, it reads, "God the King." Members of the Catholic nobility joined later, bringing much-needed military expertise with them. Some of the revolt's most famous leaders were these young aristocrats, men mostly in their 20s and 30s, who would lay down their lives on the battlefield or by execution. The Catholic and Royal Army had some success initially, taking several towns in the city of Angers by midsummer 1793. But in autumn, the Revolutionary Army had reinforced and reorganized themselves to deadly effect. They crushed the rebels at the Battle of Le Mans and engaged in dreadful slaughter of prisoners afterwards. The terror had only just begun. In November, a law came into effect that delineated a plan to exterminate the Vendéans, including women, children, and the elderly. The groundwork for the plan had been laid even earlier in the spring of that year. At the end of November, the inhuman General Louis-Marie Turreau took command of the Republican Army and formed infernal columns that marched through the Vendée, burning villages and slaughtering the inhabitants. Though the rebels were effectively defeated at the Battle of Savonay on December 21, 1793, the terror against civilians lasted from August 1793 through July 1794, a campaign that has been accurately called genocide.